streak is the color of a mineral in its powdered form, and a streak plate is the tool that we use to powder up a mineral in order to see its streak. Streak is an important property of minerals because the mineral's streak will always be the same, regardless of what color it may appear on the outside. So I pulled a few samples from the rock and mineral kit and provided a couple of alternative samples of each so we can test their streaks to see if they are the same even though they look different on the outside. So first we're going to start with number 4. Number 4 is fluorite. Fluorite is 4 in the kit, and it's also 4 on the Mohs scale of hardness. Now you will notice that there are differences in the easiness or simplicity of getting a streak for these minerals, and that difference lies in the hardnesses that they have. So the closer a mineral is to the hardness of a streak plate, which is 6.5 on a Mohs scale, so the closer a mineral is to 6.5 on the Mohs scale, the harder it might be to get its streak. So you may have to use some elbow grease for some of these other minerals that are closer on the Mohs scale to the streak plate. But with number 4, we shouldn't have a problem gathering a streak for this mineral. So let's try it out. Now, as mentioned, you want to keep your streak plate on a sturdy surface and then rub the mineral back and forth on the streak plate. Now, we don't see anything really, but we do have some powder from this mineral. So when you're working with a light colored streak plate, as you will have likely received in your rock and mineral kit, we want to take our finger and pull up some of that powder so we can see it more clearly what color it is. So for fluorite, we see that we have a white powder, which means its streak is white, even though this mineral is clear to green. Now your sample may also have some purple in it or some pink. So let's try out this different sample of fluorite to see if we get a different colored streak. I'm going to use my dark colored streak plate to make sure we can see it this time. And there we have it. We have the same colored streak as before, even though these are different samples of fluorite. So the streak color will always be the same no matter what the samples look like. Now let's move on to number 12. Number 12 is Calco Pyrite. And I'm just going to take a slightly damp rag and wipe my streak plate between each use. So you want to make sure that it's completely dry before you use it again. Alright, so number 12 is Calco Pyrite. Calco Pyrite is a type of pyrite. You know, it has pyrite in it, but it oxidizes as it is exposed to oxygen over time. So we get this really cool, almost like a patina on this sample. So you see blues and purples and oranges and golds. It's a really neat sample. I hope your sample is as colorful as this one. But some chalcopyrite may look just like this. It may just be golden. But I hope you have some oxidation. So let's test this mineral on the streak plate. Alright, so we see a dark gray charcoal color. We see a few flakes of golden that have flaked off during the streak process, and that's all right. Now, here are two other samples of Calco Pyrite. So the one on the left, we see some pinks and purples along with mostly those golden colors. We also see some quartz mixed in here because chalcopyrite frequently occurs with quartz, so your sample may have some gray or white in it, and that's going to be quartz, not chalcopyrite. Here's another sample of chalcopyrite that is a little bit more rainbow. We've got some blues in there and some greens along with purples, but it's mainly blue. We also see some actual pyrite mixed in, and of course here's some gray or white, and that indicates the quartz that formed with this chalcopyrite. So let's give this a try to see if we have the same color streak. We sure do. So we have, again, another dark charcoal gray streak. So even though these three samples all look different, they produce the same colored streak, and that's why streak is so important as an identifying property of minerals. So you'll continue to complete your streak tests such as I've done so far. This is pyrite, and pyrite will produce a similar streak in color to the calco pyrite because they are similar minerals. Number 28 is plagioclase feldspar. Now, plagioclase feldspar, who knows what your sample will look like. It may be white in color, it may be dark gray in color. There's a wide range of variety for plagioclase feldspar, so your sample, it really could look like anything. But my sample is gray, and let's see what color streak it produces. So we've got a little bit of a dark color here. Let's see, it's almost kind of, it's white, maybe a light gray. Here's another sample of plagioclase feldspar. This variety is called labradorite, and labradorite is known for its amazing play of color, or labradorescence as it's known in the gemstone world. So let's test this plagioclase feldspar. We pretty much see the same color streak, it's just that I have more here than I had here. So again, we've got that grayish, whitish streak. So it's the same color. So that's a breakdown of your streak, and I hope this helps you perform your streak test a little more easily. It's a very simple test, and it's a very important test because the streaks will always be the same no matter what the minerals look like.